We're back from DC.
Yes.
We took a couple days
to recover.
Yeah.
And to get rested up. It was it's an exhausting show. It's huge.
It is. I thought Chicago was big and busy. I woke up the Saturday of DC and felt like the way I normally do the Sunday of Chicago.
Well,
we still had 2 days to go.
But we had arrived on the Thursday. We arrived dark and early on the Thursday morning to Chicago, which was fortunate.
To DC.
Sorry, to DC.
Which was the good thing, because most people who were set to arrive Thursday did not arrive until Friday or Saturday, because all the flights got canceled.
Yeah, there was a huge storm system that blew through the area, and a lot of people were redirected. I think, didn't Francisco Heinz Penn team didn't get in until like 2 a.m.
Brad was chilling in, I think, the Atlanta airport. People who had lounge access were pretty happy.
People who didn't
were less happy. Brad did a stream from a Centurion lounge somewhere.
Oh, very nice. Good for him.
After the third time his flight was canceled, and he figured he was just gonna hang out in an airport lounge for a couple hours. But that seems to be a thing with DC now. You either get sidetracked going to DC, or you get sidetracked on the way back from DC, because last year there were people still there on Thursday. And what I'm hearing from friends is that people whose flights were going out on Monday...
Were they delayed?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So it was a good thing we flew out Sunday night, because Monday people were still there on Tuesday.
Well, there you go.
So it was good we did it there and back.
Mm-hmm.
As exhausting as it was. But it was exhausting. It's a big show.
Oh, it's absolutely massive. I don't think you could do it justice with a one-day ticket. I think, given the number of rooms, and the seminars that are happening, it's a multi-day affair.
Yeah,
really.
Like we got back here, and I went, and I saw Mike Madison's video on the Papier Le Plume inks, and I went, oh, I wanted to get their show ink. I can't for the life of you tell me where they were in the show. Because I didn't walk.
We're on the show floor.
We're on the show floor.
Yeah.
I didn't walk past them at any point.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wanted to pick up their show ink. Didn't get it. Didn't walk past them. And I was on the show floor for 4 days. No idea where they were.
Well, were they in the ballroom? Or do you know what room they were in?
Literally no idea.
Don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, because again, didn't come home with the show ink.
You didn't come home with that specific show ink, but you did.
No, so I came home with the Monteverde show ink. There were like 6 or 7 show inks this year, when it was all said and done.
Well, we were with Omos Narwhal, and they partnered with Robert Oster.
Yes, they did.
And they had an ink called Mocha as their show ink, which was a matte, creamy brown.
We were literally looking at Papier Le Plume all weekend.
Oh, were we?
Yeah.
Where were they?
They were directly through the doors from where we were standing all weekend.
Oops. All right. Well,
that tells you how massive DC is.
Yeah.
That I could look at a booth all weekend and have no idea it was them.
Yeah.
That is how big DC is. It was good though. It was fun. We hit the ground running on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And
so Omos Narwhal didn't make it in until much later in the day, and so we helped out with Estherbrook.
They didn't make it until after the show floor closed.
Yep.
And that was the case for a lot of people, because once flights started to get canceled, people on the East Coast decided they were going to drive. So that's what most of Estherbrook did. That's what Naval Omos did. That's what Pilot ended up doing.
Yeah. So there were a lot of people who thought they were going to have like a quick flight, and they all had to drive 4 to 6 hours.
Or 15 hours if you were Pilot, who were starting things up from Florida.
Yeah.
Pilot had somebody drive up product through the night. I would say what I'm discovering is that DC is always an adventure.
DC, but a good adventure. It was
like we had our Thursday, and then by the time the show floor closed on Thursday, everywhere was under a flood warning.
Yes.
And our TV was blaring at us flood warning. and you just sort of roll with it.
I'm trying to remember what we did Thursday night.
We went to a dinner. I spiked a headache. We
Oh,
went
and
back
then we
to the
left.
hotel.
Yeah. It was our appearance at the dinner was very short.
It was. We didn't make it to actually ordering food at a dinner. But we had been up since 3:30.
Yeah.
I hadn't had nearly enough food or water, and that was enough to irritate the brain injury.
Yeah.
So we went back to the hotel, we chilled, and then the alarms were set for early because the next day show floor opens to the public at noon, but it opens to weekend pass holders, I believe, at 9.
And we
which
still
meant
had
setup started at 7.
Yes. And we had all the setup to do.
Yeah, like everything, because stuff hadn't arrived until after show floor closed. So setup happened, and then we started to sell pens. We got to see people.
Mm-hmm.
Got to see a lot of people.
So it was a bit of a reunion.
Yeah,
there were a number of people who were at Chicago 2025 that were at Washington.
And some people I hadn't seen since Chicago 2024.
And some people that I'd only ever seen on the interwebs.
Yeah.
So.
And we were across from Yoast all weekend.
We were across from Yoast. His booth was really, really busy.
Yes.
Yoast
threw little waffles at me. He only hit somebody once.
I did a double catch. They were a nice breakfast thing to have with coffee. I have to say, the hotel for the pen show did coffee correctly. They had coffee available until at least noon.
They did, because
it was great.
One of the guys from Hardy Pens and I went to get coffee on, I think, Sunday morning. And there was still coffee at almost noon.
Oh yeah, no.
And they were still but they were also still handing out breakfast boxes.
Yep.
If you had your room number. They also did breakfast better than other pen shows. Breakfast was to-go boxes, so that you could basically take it with you to the booth.
You could have a customized main.
Yeah.
And then everybody else got the same package.
Yeah. Really, the only complaints I've heard are from people who were gluten-free or had other dietary restrictions, that was harder to manage this year. Like, we managed it by a Trader Joe's run and having overnight oats and stuff in the room for me.
Yeah.
Which does make it totally manageable, but I do get the frustration when the breakfast is technically included, but there isn't anything at the breakfast you can eat other than an apple.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, no. Again, we managed it with the Trader Joe's run, as always, which is now we're realizing that pen shows are easier if we do a grocery run.
Oh, for sure.
Because then there's suddenly just food I can eat. If you saw me on show floor, you probably saw me carrying chocolate-covered pretzels as a clutch, or just animal crackers, or peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
Sugar and caffeine is now how I get through pen shows. 3 big shows in, because I'm.
Yeah.
Scriptus is a big show, but Scriptus is only a day.
It's a long day, though.
It's a long day, whereas these multi-day marathons, we're getting better at managing.
Yeah.
So Thursday happened. Friday, we also had a brand dinner, and that was super fun.
It was. And that was an opportunity to meet. So I had met Jonathan Brooks at 2025.
Yeah, Chicago.
And I knew one of our other guests that I'd already also met at Chicago, but I met new people.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey.
From Desert Inkwell.
Who's an influencer. Is he an influencer? Content
creator? I actually don't know what Jeffrey prefers to be called.
Yeah.
I think content creator is what's in his bio, though.
And then I had heard of Lisa from, is it Poorly Controlled?
Yes.
Poorly Controlled. She makes the most extraordinary blanks for custom pens. And you have a couple of pens that are her blanks.
I do.
And there was sort of a ripple of excitement on Thursday when somebody said that Lisa was at the show and didn't have a table. what she had was a suitcase and a clear backpack that was filled with blanks.
And I will admit, because Lisa was selling on a coffee table and could not find a place to sell on Thursday. And I knew our team was not going to be there until after show floor closed.
Yes.
And so I did say, she went, I don't know where I can set up. And I went, just go set up at table 250. They're not going to be here until like 8 p.m. tonight.
Right.
And so she set up at...
We gave her a home.
We gave her a home for a couple hours. But it also meant that as soon as people arrived on Friday, I got handed Tori's new collab to photograph before it went live at noon, which is another Lisa blank.
It's beautiful.
And it's absolutely stunning. The camera in here with the lighting does not do it justice, but the pictures are up on Instagram. And it is utterly amazing. So I was already very excited that Lisa was coming. And then we got to meet her Thursday. And then I knew she was coming to the dinner on Friday.
Yes.
And we had an absolutely fantastic time at dinner on Friday.
We did. It was a small group. There were 7 of us, 8 of us. Were there that many? One, two. There were 8.
There were 8.
There were 8 of us for dinner. So it was a nicely manageable group.
Yeah.
Very busy restaurant.
So busy. So tasty.
Yes.
And it was a fabulous time.
Yeah. But the really interesting experience I had on the drive home, though, was having sort of the OG of pen blanks, Jonathan Brooks, and the new emerging artist on the scene. Is that fair to call her that?
Yeah, I think so. Like she's
much smaller scale than Jonathan.
Yes.
And so they were having a compare and contrast in the back seat, and she was asking really smart questions. And it was fantastic to listen to the two of them talk about their blanks.
Yeah.
And their process.
Yes. I would say it was a super fun, like there was a similar dinner in Chicago. The dinner in Chicago, though, was much larger and much more
a lot more content creators.
Yeah. Whereas this one was a lot smaller and was like,
it was an interesting mix.
Yeah.
There were more, so the conversation was much different.
Yeah.
It was great. It was like both dinners were fantastic, but because this one was smaller, there was a lot more opportunity to have in-depth discussions.
Yes.
About various topics. And
also, who doesn't like Chinese after being on a show floor for 2 days? Like,
well, it would have to be someone who doesn't like Chinese, but for us it was great.
Awful Chinese food, but it was great Chinese food.
It was phenomenal. It was every bit as good as our favorite restaurant in Toronto. Restaurants, we've got a couple spots that are fabulous.
And then we started to film interviews. Because by Friday, by Friday, still didn't have a single thing filmed and was going, well, I guess there isn't going to be a 20 question season, and had sort of realized that maybe I was okay with that. Like maybe I was learning enough other things at DC that I was going to be okay with not having a season.
But we did not let that stop us.
No. And then we got back from dinner on Friday, and people were like, so do you want to film now? And so there is, I think, a single episode of this season that is not a Pen Show After Dark episode.
One person may have said too much, but you clarified the next day, and their episode's going to be a little shorter.
Yes.
But no, everybody was really happy.
Yes.
Friday was amazing.
Friday
We
was
got in
great.
some really good interviews. And then we did a repeat of that Saturday night, but that was after... we did...
What night did I do the Drew one? I think that was Friday night.
No, that was Saturday night. That was after... Wasn't that after...
Was that after the Black Pen Society meeting?
It was after the Black Pen Society meeting. Because Lisa stepped in to help with one of the interviews.
Oh, yeah, Lisa was filming.
Lisa filmed one, and I filmed the rest of them. And that's when you did the Drew interview that's been played a lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Because it's a super cute interview.
It is. It's really sweet. Oh, the enthusiasm.
Somebody said, I love that you're equally as excited for him. And all I could think was, it's really hard to not be that excited around Drew. Like,
well,
I am...
His joy is infectious.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes.
That it's...
Like, there was a moment at DC that I was really low. I was really tired.
Yeah.
And so I went downstairs, and all I had to do was have a 2-minute conversation with Drew, and I was like, I can do 6 more hours on a show floor.
Amen.
Yeah.
But you need those little pick-me-ups throughout a day.
It was like, I need a 2-minute pep talk from Drew.
Yeah.
And then we can do 6 hours on a show floor.
All right. So do we want to talk about things that we had on our wish list? Things that, and
do we want to talk about how little on my wish list
was accomplished?
That I accomplished?
You had a pretty long list. Mine was short. I checked a lot of boxes at Chicago 2024. There were a couple of pens that I wanted to purchase.
Yeah.
I got those. I came back from Chicago having done really well, including having a Papa J Studio nib holder that really that broke my pen budget, but I'm so pleased to have it. Your list for, you can just hold that up. It's huge. You had
so what I have a running list for pen shows.
Okay.
So this is after going through my running list that just runs the entire year.
Right.
This is what made it off of the running list onto I at least want to see it in person.
Okay.
But
it's extensive. But there's like 35 items on that list.
Yeah, but some of them are things you're never going to find, like an Esterbrook Estian lilac.
Oh, okay.
Or blueberry. Like, if I find one day, I'll be really happy. They're nearly...
Are those like little grail things for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're nearly impossible to find.
Okay.
A niblet in either Botanical Garden or Nouveau Blue. I got one.
Yeah.
That happened. Benu Pixie V2. I would have got one if they were available anywhere.
Oh, but they just had V1.
But they just had V1.
Right.
So I don't have a V2 for content.
Yet.
I tried to buy a Galen Leather natural single pen pocket sleeve.
But they didn't have them.
But they didn't have them at the show. I actually did fairly well on like the randoms list. I got the Shown Design pen cleaning tools. I got Van Ness White Lightning. I got the Girologio small desk pad because it does fit in my Galen Leather folio.
Okay. Who stocks the Girologio?
I got mine from Mario, so Toys from the Attic.
Right.
But it is a luxury brands line.
Okay.
Bryce just didn't have any of the small size available at his booth.
Okay.
And so I ended up getting it from Mario because he had the little size available. I got the little, again, luxury brand sells them. I don't know what brand they actually are. They're ink coasters, so that if you're inking up on the go and any ink spills,
it just absorbs them?
They just absorb them. Cool. And I got a set of the Esterbrook clips.
Cool. Big thing on our list.
Yeah.
Once the vendor list came out, was a company from South Korea.
Crap, forgot about those Shown tools. So I haven't actually tried them, Shannon. I only got, I want to say I only got Yovo and Sailor.
You got two.
I got two. Because I decided that I could probably clean the rest of my pens without them. So I only got the 2 most used sizes in my collection.
But you can also get more later.
And he didn't have a Schmidt one. I don't think. Actually, so I either got Yovo and Sailor or Yovo and Schmidt if he had a Schmidt. But I don't think he has a Schmidt one currently. Because Benu pens get shimmer ink in them all the time, and I think they'll be helpful for cleaning out shimmer ink. That being said, Ian has them on the website all the time.
Yeah.
And they're readily available. They are on his website. Yeah. And to be honest, I forgot until I had to somebody was wondering where his booth was, and I took somebody over to his booth. And while I was standing there, I went, "Oh, did you bring these to the show?" And he did. And so I just picked them up then. Is there anything else on this list? Oh, this was like my favorite one. So my actual favorite purchase. My actual favorite purchase of the show was the Aurora Morpho pen with the crazy nib in it from Pensloth. This was my second favorite purchase, which is the Sugar Turtle Studio fountain pen box that he has done individual rickshaw sleeves for a bunch of the colors.
Yes.
Where they look like they're crayons, they're labeled like they're crayons, but they're fountain pens.
Yes.
I'm obsessed. And so I was actually the first person at the show to buy this.
But not the last.
They
were everywhere.
They were everywhere. But I was standing at that booth before he was ready to sell them. And he went, "If you have exact change, I will let you buy one right now." And I did have exact cash. And I got the 6-pen one, which is really nice because you can put a 2-pen koozie right here. And Mom's taken it out. But you can also fit one of the little new mini endless creative blocks
in the front
pouch. Or you can fit your cell phone, which is what I was doing on the show floor.
Yeah.
Is that this just became my wallet.
Yeah, it's a lovely grab and go size.
It is. And I love that it fits 8 pens. It also fits, which is also something I was doing on the show floor, 6 pens and 2 pen blanks. Because there was a moment on Sunday I was wandering around
with 2 blanks.
With 2 pen blanks shoved in this case, going, I don't know who I'm dropping these off with, but they're going to someone. And one of them got dropped off. And the Jonathan Brooks PM Galaxy came home. And
yes.
We'll find a home at some point. But my Lisa Marie, one of my 2 Lisa Marie blanks.
Right. Would this show?
It should.
I got a Lisa Marie blank as well. I picked that one up on Thursday.
I like that you've actually filmed your blank.
Well, because photographs don't do it justice.
Okay, I didn't even photograph my blanks.
The thing was, I didn't have a photograph of it, and then I realized that I didn't have a photograph, and so I had already dropped it off at a maker, and I went back, and they pulled it out of their bag, and
so good.
Whereas I filmed it.
I have no proof that I've given Michaela a blank, other than the fact that I've given Michaela a blank.
Oh, there you go.
And Jonathan saw me do it.
So was that it was blue with some transparency in it, and it's ribbons of sparkles.
I think it's called Icy Winters.
Okay.
I've been obsessed with it since she showed it for the first time, last fall.
That's a gorgeous blank.
And I knew, though, something I wanted to see in person. And so I just asked if she'd bring one to DC.
Oh, there you go.
Because I was not sure that it was going to be as shifty as my purple one from Heinz or this new one from Tory.
I think it's more shifty.
And I think it's more shifty.
Yeah. That purple one, I talked to her about it.
Yeah.
She has a series of blanks that have those, so similar to my blank.
Yeah.
It's got a glowing ribbon.
Yeah.
That runs through the pen, that runs through the blank rather. And so she has 4, your purple's one of them, that are much lower contrast.
Yes.
Mine is an extremely high contrast, and she did those very, very low contrast ones so that when the blanks were made, they would appeal to people that were in a more serious work setting, I think, or be more appealing to men. And then she's done these really high contrast pours as well.
See, I love them
that are
both.
Fascinating.
I have, this one's fairly high contrast, my new one.
Yes. There's a lot.
There's a lot going on in it. Whereas my original one is fairly low contrast, which I agree with.
I love it.
I love it too. What I really love is the nib in it. But I also got a Pocket 6. So this is the Atlas exclusive one. Thanks to affiliate credit. This came home
From
with me.
Schoen.
From Schoen. But it's super cute. I do think it's getting a nib grind on it. It's a fine that writes more like an extra fine.
Right.
I don't love an extra fine. So I'm thinking that when Annabelle's in town for Scriptus.
Mini stub?
Mini stub. That, or we'll continue my birthday tradition and Matthew will do something.
Do you want to continue talking about nibs? Because there were some really interesting nib things happening at this show. Like I was at the Narwhal booth, and a gentleman came over with a bag, and his name tag just said Shaq MD.
Yeah.
No company name, not a lot of detail. And Frank with Omos was having a really animated conversation, and they were discussing nibs, and I was sort of listening with half an ear, but focused on selling pens. And Frank said, "Oh, no, come over here. You've got to try his nibs." And they are stainless steel nibs.
Mm-hmm.
He does the most extraordinary flex nibs that
he
I have ever experienced. And I haven't experienced a lot of flex nibs, but he was like, you can push as hard as you want. You will never wreck one of these nibs. And it was crazy. These nibs were absolutely extraordinary. And he just kept pulling them out one after another. And he's based in British Columbia.
Yeah.
He's an ER doc? ICU doctor. And making nibs makes him happy.
Yeah. So
it was incredible to try all of the options that he brought with him to the show.
We will talk about what's in this pen. But first we're going to talk about this, because this continues to be one of my favorite things at a pen show.
What is that? Well, it's a Galen. What is it?
It's not a Galen.
It's not? What is it? Oh,
it is an ink vial case. These are hard to find. The company's gone out of business.
The company that made this?
The company that made this has gone out of business. These are fantastic. I use these on the show floor all the time for carrying nibs and feeds. Currently, this is like a couple prototype ebonite feeds from somebody in it, and show nibs. And Maya's been through this.
What's missing?
My Gina perspective. So I finally got my Chicago nib from Gina. They were very sick at Chicago, but they got sick after I dropped off a nib. And then like 2 weeks ago, they messaged and they said, "Do I still have your nib?" And I went, "Yeah, but it's fine. It's been replaced. We're all good." And they went, "No, it's fine. I can get it done before DC." And so I have the nib.
What is a perspective nib?
That's a great question. I tried it on one of their pens. I really liked it.
Okay.
And I went, "Can you please do this?" So it's one of those things that I actually have to learn about before I do a video on it.
Oh, I'm stumped.
Welcome to the brain injury. I tried something, I liked it, I handed somebody a nib and went,
"So
"Please
is
do that."
it a nib that she specifically
Yeah.
did? Okay.
Yeah.
As my voice started to go up and up and up out of confusion.
Let's go to their website.
A perspective nib.
Stub.
She scrolls through.
Perspective. Inspired by the Naginata togi, the perspective grind is similar to an architect point in that the downstroke is narrower than the cross stroke. However, the width of the line changes. So it's like if you combined a zoom and an architect.
Okay, well now I want to try it because I really like a zoom.
I know. It was one of those things that I just went, "This is really fucking cool. I would like one, please."
There you go.
And I literally, my trust now in nib people is that I haven't even tried it. I've brought it home with me, haven't tested it.
Pretty sure you'll love it.
Pretty sure I'll love it.
There you go.
I handed them money They handed me a nib in a plastic bag. I handed them money. And they went, "Thank you for being so understanding." And I was like, I was just more concerned that you were that sick.
Yes.
Like, but continues to be one of my favorite things. If you can find one on the secondhand market and get it, because it is so useful for keeping track of nibs you buy at a pen show.
Right.
Or things you want ground. Because it also, my other case is just filled with spare nibs in standard sizes.
Right.
So that if I do get a nib appointment, I can get
have
things ground.
Right.
It's great. One of
And you're maintaining your policy of specialty grinds on nibs that can go in multiple pens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now,
except for the
other than the click click, right now I'm only getting specialty grinds on Yovo 6s or Schmidt 5s.
Right.
Because Schmidt 5s go in a whole bunch of the Benu pens, but also go in the Colotina.
Right. No, it's smart.
Yeah.
It's smart.
And also, like, this is so easy to keep track of compared to nib files.
Well, and it keeps them safe.
It does.
Yeah. So I know somewhere I have the Kirk Spear nib that he did for the show that has, oh, is that it? Thanks, babe. Thank you. It has cherry blossoms etched onto it, and it will go in my Lisa Marie blank. I asked for a cherry blossom. It should be a stub.
No,
A
sorry, I just
1.1
handed
stub.
you a Heinz nib.
Okay. Well, somewhere there's a
There
1.1
it is.
Kirk Spear
I just had them out of order.
show nib. That will go in my pen. Actually, do you want to just keep that so I don't lose it? That way I always know where it is.
Well, do you want to hold up the Pyrex tray of spare nibs?
Oh, sure.
Welcome to Nib World.
They'll all spill out if I... There.
They're all in labeled little vials so that I know what everything is.
Oh, I did those labels. Not all of them.
Not all of them. You've done some of them. So this is the crazy thing, though. So if you got June's Pen World, you may have seen my name in it under the Heinz pictures because I took some of them. And I do not work for free. Let's put that bluntly.
No.
I do not work for free, nor should I. But there was something really cool I wanted that I had no way of getting, but Heinz had a way of getting me. And that was a nib from Jim Crawford over at Pensloth,
Yes.
who has not been making nibs for a while, but has recently started to make nibs again. The nib I wanted was a Halo, which is what Aziza has on one of her pens. I fell in love with it last year at the Pelican Hub. I did not fall in love with it when it was on a pen of mine this year at the DC show.
Now, do you think that's just trial and error that you just...
So he started making them in a different way.
Okay.
And so what he said was, the ones I make now are never going to write the way that Aziza's writes.
Oh, that's sad.
So what I need to do is find somebody that's willing to sell their old one so that I can have one that I adore.
In the meantime,
I had tested a whole bunch of nibs. I tested a stacked. I tested something else. And I was having a really hard time making a decision. And so what I did was go, okay, I trust Francisco. I trust Tori. I'm just going to leave my pen here. Put something weird and ridiculous in it.
And they did.
And they did. This is a prototype that is a 1/4 inch on one side and about 3/16 of an inch on the other side. It is basically writing with a chisel tip marker.
Yes.
It is ridiculously fun.
Very, very crisp edges.
Oh my God, so crisp. I am finding that you need a wet ink that dries quickly. So my biggest thing right now is actually trying to find
the right
ink.
Okay.
Because I ran the blue ink in it empty. And so I actually might have to text Francisco and go, what was my pen inked with? Because I also did not ink this pen. Lisa walks by me.
There's a document somewhere. There's because Lisa handed me a bag, and in it was a folded up piece of paper that was a series of ink swatches, and one of them was circled, and that was the ink that was in it. It's somewhere. You have it.
Good.
You have it. No, they gave, because Lisa, it was like a drive-by, she just handed me the bag and said, you are supposed to take this.
What I did was Lisa walked past me and went, you look like you need something. And I went, this pen needs to be eyedroppered. No, that ink, Mom,
yes,
that Lisa handed you, circled, is not, because when Jim was trying to troubleshoot the nib, he ran through that ink and had to re-ink it. So he re-inked it with something at the table because she inked it with a Kobe ink.
Okay.
So it has been re-inked with something that one of the nib or pen people had in that showcase room and so what I need to do is text Francisco and go.
Well, it'll be a very friendly ink, whatever it is, because they're always so careful about what they have on the tables.
I think it's either Pelican 4001 or Waterman.
I was going to guess Waterman because a lot of them make, like, they really like the Waterman blue. They really like
the Waterman blue, which I do not own a bottle of, but I think Amazon has. So yeah, I handed my pen to Lisa. The next time I saw my pen was about an hour later, and Turt Penco had it. Bart had it because
they were all playing with it. With making the
no,
rounds?
So Turt Penco had the silicone grease. Oh. Bart was willing to get silicone grease on his fingers to eyedropper it. Francisco or Jim Crawford had done the actual eyedroppering of the said pen.
Oh my God.
And then Jim had set the nib and tested it before it made its way back to me. It was like the easiest eyedropping process ever because I did not do a thing.
No, but it did make the rounds of the maker room.
It made the rounds of the maker room because also when I took this apart, it also isn't over. Like, it has an O-ring. People did a far better job of eyedropping a pen than I do because I do not put an O-ring in.
Oh, wow.
I use silicone grease and prayers.
No, belts and suspenders. Put in an O-ring just for that added layer of protection.
Yeah. No, it did its rounds of the maker's room, and then it made its way back to me. And then within a day and a half of being home, I ran it empty.
There you go. So speaking of the maker room,
yes,
we're going to loop back to me.
Yes,
because if you'd told me in October 2023 in the Scriptus lineup that I would be at the Washington, D.C. 2025 Supershow, and I would choose a blank, and then I would be having a custom pen made, I would have said, what's a custom pen? And instead, I'm having a pen made, so it's not in here, but what is in here is the shape that the pen is based on, which is my favorite red lipstick. I
was wondering what was in your sleeve.
So, Bart Zodiac Pens has a number of designs. I'm a Libra. He doesn't have a Libra yet. He's working on it. But he showed me a sketch of what Libra could look like. And I didn't really like it. And I want to get it right. I want to have exactly what I want. Yeah. And I looked down into my purse and all I saw was the tip of this. And I thought, what's that finial? I don't have a red pen. And I pulled it out and it was my lipstick. And I kind of chuckled to myself. And then I said, this is the shape I want, Bart. And he said, well, that's a Virgo. So I'm having a Virgo made. So my first custom pen, which I'm very excited about. And hopefully the plan is that it will be done for San Francisco. And all things being equal, Couture Pens will pick it up for me.
Does Shannon know that, or is this Shannon finding that out?
This might be Shannon finding out. Thanks, Shannon. Bart's going to have a present for you, but it's for me.
You don't even get to see it before Mom does.
Yeah. But it won't have a nib in it. Oh, congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very pretty, Shannon.
It will be gorgeous. I'm really excited.
Yeah. So I keep a whole. David said he never considered keeping random nibs around. I realized she was informed by Bart.
Oh, okay.
And just went, whatever. Yeah. Basically, our friendship is built around, whatever.
Well, it's like everybody has each other's back.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic community.
It is. And it's why it takes 2.5 hours to get out the door when you say bye at a pen show.
Yeah.
And also,
you've got to make the rounds.
You've got to make the rounds. And also why there was somebody who said, we have to be on the road at 1. And when we left the hotel at 4,
they were still
there in the parking lot. And I was like, this tracks.
Yeah.
But as David said, he never thought about keeping an extra set of nibs around. I decided after Chicago 2024 that was probably how I was going to treat nib grinds, because I got to Chicago 2024, realized I had not brought a single pen that I was willing to get a nib grind on, but actually really wanted to get grinds on things. And so now I just have sort of a spare set. What I really like is that Goldspot sells just nibs. And so if you're comfortable pulling feeds, you can buy just the nib from Goldspot.
Well, and there are videos on YouTube that will explain how to pull a feed. I don't do it.
No.
I hand it off to you or anyone else who's willing to try it.
But if you're comfortable pulling a feed, you can buy just the metal part from Goldspot, and they sell it in silver, gold, black, and rainbow, and then you've just got the metal part. Right. And so that's what I've started to do, because for most of my pens, they're all Yovo 6s, and I am comfortable pulling a feed.
Well, Yovo 6s or Schmidt 5s.
Yeah, Yovo. I've one. Even all my custom stuff is Yovo 6. I just stick to the same thing. Spare, but because also like having some spare nibs around, it rarely happens, but it does happen on occasion. Like a nib will crack, a feed will crack, and like you want to be able to put a new nib and or feed in that pen so that you can continue to write with it. So I just always like to have a spare set around. It also means that when I travel to a pen show, I carry a single pen uninked for grinds.
Okay. That makes sense.
Because for nib grinds, your pen has to be empty and uninked for most people.
Is it a certain pen that you use for that?
It changes show to show. It depends on what's empty. Okay. So for DC, it was a Esterbrook Esty, just because it's what I grabbed on the way out the door.
Right.
But
did you have a custom grind done in DC? You didn't.
No, because
Gina had the nib for you.
Gina had the nib for me, and then I picked this up. And I never really had if I had asked, I could have gotten a spot with Matthew. Like, I could have gotten on Kirk's wait list. I never really had the time to sit down.
No.
This is the first pen show. Like, I have a separate account that's my pen show budget.
Right.
This is the first pen show that I have come back with both money in that account and cash.
Yes. It was just so busy.
Because it was so busy. And I'm sure there are things, like, we were basically across from Bungo Box. Did I get the one ink I really wanted from them, which was Ink of the Witch? No. Because
I didn't even get a chance to look at their table.
No,
and I'd heard so much about it. There was so much excitement that Bungo Box was going to be there.
Yeah.
And
yeah, like I
did such quick walk-bys and glances, but I don't know if I actually stopped and really looked at, I guess, Sarge's table. I had a really good look at what was on Sarge's table.
Like, I can't honestly
and
think.
Yost, and that's it.
I can't, other than Sarge, I can't think of anyone I talk to that was not who had a booth that I did not already know beforehand. Like there was no. I went to briefings for pens and new products.
Yes.
I was behind the booth for a little bit. I met with people on and off the show floor about new releases and filmed some stuff. And then they're really like, I had interviews lined up with people.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we were both so busy that like, they didn't happen.
There were interviews that didn't happen.
There were interviews that didn't happen.
Yeah.
There were
a couple of those bugged me, but
yeah, like there were things that had to be filmed at the show and didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because it was just so busy, especially when you do also work in the industry. And so there were new product briefings. There were like, I need you to pitch me this in 5 minutes or less and give me all the points on it.
Yeah.
So that I can answer the questions. Like I had my pitch on the new Clear Visconti in a hallway when Mark Sloan handed it to me.
And I haven't even seen it.
Like
I didn't even I did a walk by Mark's table and waved and said hi, but that was it.
I never made it to the table.
I didn't make it to the I didn't make it to the table either. It was like 3 deep with people.
Yeah.
You couldn't get anywhere near it. It was sort of, seeing somebody's face through a couple of different heads and giving a quick wave and then gone. Yeah,
no, we had a hug in a hallway, like in an aisle.
Yeah.
On Saturday morning. On Friday morning. And he pulled the clear pen out of his pocket. I had 2 minutes with it.
Is it pretty?
It was very pretty. He said, "Come."
So it's a Visconti.
It's a Visconti demonstrator.
Homo sapien?
Homo sapien.
Okay.
Everything is the same color. They have color matched everything.
Wow.
The nib looks crazy. He said, "Come to the booth. We can talk about it more at the booth." Never made it to the booth.
Wow.
It was, the numbers I'm hearing are 6,000 visitors.
To Washington.
Now, that has not been confirmed to me by the show organizers, but that is what I'm hearing from other vendors, is that there were 6,000 people.
So it's a ticketed event.
It's a ticketed event.
So it's not hard to track.
No.
I'd like to know how many of those were weekend passes.
Yeah, there were a lot of weekend passes.
Because there were people. Well, if you've got a weekend pass, you can arrive on Thursday before the show floor officially opens. There were newbies, fountain pen newbies.
Yes.
That we sold over $1,000 worth of Esterbrook product to, or Jaffa product to.
Not Jaffa.
Not Jaffa.
Kenro.
Sorry. Oh, I apologize. I'm so bad at this.
Yeah, Kenro.
Kenro product to on Thursday, and I still saw them on Sunday.
Yeah.
They were still there.
But why are you so busy? Are you there as an exhibitor? I work in the industry. I am always busy at a pen show. Pen shows for me are always like 4 hours of sleep a night. DC is its own type of busy. I got off the plane in DC and was never so happy for an episode of The Pen Addict, because Brad had recapped every release that had been announced in the 2 weeks leading up to DC that was being launched at DC.
Yeah. You were on the airplane listening to that and making notes.
On a vomit bag. Like I took notes and hit the ground running, because I knew I was going to start to get asked questions about products as soon as they were publicly available. And I need to have a certain amount of understanding on what's actually being released. That being said, DC also has its own traditions, and they are deeply ingrained traditions.
Yeah.
The Black Pen Society
has its
annual meeting. The Scotch and Cigar events, like the DC has its own long-term traditions And that makes it a very different pen show than most pen shows.
Well, there are people that have been there for, wasn't this like the 15th year for the Black Pen Society?
Yeah.
So people who
2010 was its first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how old is the DC Pen Show? Like when did it start? I
think this was year 39.
That's a lot of tradition.
Yeah. And there are people that have been vending there since the beginning. Like it's a deeply ingrained pen show with its traditions.
But very welcoming to the new people.
Yes.
You know, you walk in, like, I thought it was really interesting that it has a room that is dedicated to makers. And I know that really bugs some people. There are some people who...
I think it bugs them that the lighting's so poor in there. And I get that. The lighting's awful. It's dark.
I'm just glad that they weren't relegated to
the basement?
Room 4, the basement, which was an kind of an adventure to get to.
Such an adventure to get to. Yeah.
So they were on the same floor. They were the area that was the next room that was closest to the ballroom.
And I think apparently opening up the basement made it a lot better this year because it was less crowded.
Right.
And I do definitely see how that would help. That being said, I went to a single corner of the basement. I never saw more than the Leuchtturm, Farnese, Faber-Castell end.
Yeah,
can't tell you what's
that's the first corner that you came to.
Can't tell you what's at the rest of it.
No.
Like, didn't see it. Like there are I know there are whole aisles that I did not go down.
Yeah.
And
I was very grateful that we were in the corridor that we were in, because it was a double wide corridor. We had a door to the outside next to us. We were right next to the stairs going down to the ink testing station.
We were close to a bathroom.
Yeah. And it never felt claustrophobic.
No.
It was busy.
It was busy.
We were in a row of very, very busy booths.
Yes.
We were beside Tasha.
Yeah.
But it wasn't claustrophobic.
No. And I think
and we had a lot of natural light, which made a huge difference.
Yes.
When you're selling sparkly pens, it's really nice to have natural light.
It is.
What you holding, Alexandra?
Oh, I'm holding the Farnese Retro 51 exclusive. And because I already have a bunch of Retro 51 fountain pens, I got the rollerball. And if they done it,
and it's very pretty.
It is, and I like that the design is uninterrupted.
Okay.
On the
barrel.
On the barrel. On the fountain pen, the design is cut in half. I didn't love that. I got the rollerball.
Cherry blossoms and the hotel.
So now the question is it going to switch out from my normal show pen, which has been a Monteverde and Nova for a little bit, because I do always carry a rollerball at a pen show.
Yeah.
You never know when you're going to have to do something where you just need a normal pen. I don't know. It might. It's slightly smaller than my normal pen for a pen show. But it is very cute. This was also this year's lanyard. It's starting to resemble a Disney lanyard with the amount of stuff I'm shoving onto it.
Well, and the rickshaw design is
there were
snakes.
7 designs this year.
7 designs, but they were all snakes. So
yeah. And I've got a whole bunch of Black Pen Society pens.
Yes.
Did anything else? Oh, we went to brunch, or it wasn't brunch, it was breakfast.
We had breakfast
with Drew. It was a 7 a.m. breakfast with Drew on Sunday morning, which I have to say was fantastically amazing.
Well, and it was so much fun. For starters, it was so much fun. It's one of his favorite breakfast spots, so that was super.
Yeah.
And it was delicious.
It was very tasty. And at that point, I was very hungry, very tired, and it was very nice to just get away from the hotel for an hour.
Yeah.
We had started the day
lovely.
In a very quiet breakfast spot, and then we came back to the craziness of the hotel, and then Sunday happened. I honestly don't remember that much of Sunday.
It was busy. It wasn't Sunday. Sunday was a lot quieter for consumer sales.
Yes.
So first time for me seeing the dealer to dealer sales that were going on. Selling to shops, selling. So it was business to business rather than business to consumer.
Yes.
We were still selling some pens, but really it was more business to business sales than anything else on Sunday.
To be fair, I disappeared after I tried to pull inventory for one person and discovered that I was incapable of pulling store inventory for somebody. and then I went to more content briefings.
That's better for the actual employees of Elmos and Narwhal to be doing. It was
Frank asked me to do something. I tried and I went, peace out. I will see you later.
We were there to be helpful with the consumers.
Yeah. And then we flew out of Reagan.
Yeah.
Came home.
And Air Canada was fantastic. They could not have been, everybody was wonderful.
Flying with crutches is there's always some level of anxiety.
Well, and there was also a lot of fatigue. Your balance, by the time we got to the airport Sunday, your balance was not great.
No, the adrenaline will keep me going for a very long time. And then the adrenaline starts to wear off. And then
you're just tired.
Then I'm just tired. And then my balance starts to go. And then it's just not a great time.
So Air Canada was great. The staff at Reagan were great. The staff at Pearson were great when we got off. It was super.
It was.
Something that you were really excited. I'm changing gears again. Something that you were really excited about when you read about it in the vendor list.
Yes.
The people from South Korea.
Oh, Tono and Limbs.
Doing custom inks.
Yes. They had just finished doing a spacewalk at Yoseka. And we're doing one at DC. And then they quietly announced on Instagram that they were going to start doing, they had previously said they were only doing it Friday through Sunday. And then they quietly announced that they were going to start on Thursday. And as soon as they said that, I knew that as soon as we got to the hotel, that was going to be one of my first stops.
Yeah.
I was going to try and get my name on the list on Thursday because I had a feeling that every other day was going to be practically impossible. And that proved to be correct.
So I think the hardest part was for you was narrowing down what color. If Alexandra got an appointment, you were the priority. I wanted you to be able to get an appointment. But if I got an appointment too, then there's a gray that I absolutely love. That's a watercolor by Roman Smalls. And we don't really know how to pronounce it. So we just call it Prizzy Busy.
Yeah.
And it's this. I don't know if
pick it up.
It's a gray that granulates purple and green.
Yeah. It's very pretty.
It's really an unusual color, but I love it. And it's hard to find a really good gray ink.
It is.
And this chemist, I don't know what to call him, was able to do it I think he did it in one.
Yeah.
He really looked at the swatch card and we had a discussion about it, and his English was pretty good, but his translator was excellent, and she asked lots of questions. And you get, for a very reasonable, was it $35 US?
Yeah.
You got 2 30 ml bottles of ink, and you had the option. They have a huge range of shimmer powders. And so I got 1 bottle as a matte and 1 bottle as a shimmer.
What I liked is that they also had their shimmers graded by particle size, which I know from the watercolor world, like shimmers come in a whole bunch of different particle sizes. But they had all of their shimmer pigments marked by particle size.
Right.
And had, if you wanted to use it in a fountain pen, there were certain letters you could pick. If you wanted to use it with a dip pen, there were other letters you should pick. But it suddenly made it
narrowed
really
your choices.
easy to know what would work in a fountain pen and what wouldn't.
So we had two appointments, but and then who went down with you? Did Claire?
I think Claire
Coco went down with you.
And then Cheryl Ball came with us. And
within minutes of the three of you arriving at the table, every appointment was gone.
Well, because we were standing there, and I signed you up. And while we were standing there, Claire called Jeffrey, and Jeffrey wanted a spot. And then Claire called Suzette, and Suzette wanted a spot. And Cheryl put her name down. And then suddenly, like,
Didn't Kari get a spot
and then Kari got a spot. Like, suddenly we've booked
every time slot
on Thursday. And yeah.
What color did you choose?
So I will say it swatched very differently out on my Wear and Gull swatch cards than it did on other paper. But I want to say back in 2022, Laura from Cosmic Creations and I released a palette where I had designed all the colors called Morning Meadows. And this color is called Morning Mist. And I utterly adore it.
It's a beautiful blue.
Very pretty blue. And it has swatched much more blue on this card, but on other paper, it is much more matchy to that card.
Which is closer to a blue-gray.
Yeah, it's blue-gray. It's more denim-y. This, on the other hand, took him so many tries. And at one point, he asked if I had the pigment numbers. And so I'm like scrolling through my spreadsheet of like 900 colors and going.
But you found the pigment numbers.
I did find it. And
you found the formulation.
Once I showed him the pigment numbers and explained what versions of each one I had used.
It was like a little light went off. Went, that makes so much sense.
Yes.
And within two more, but I think it was at least 8.
Yeah.
8 tries for him and then getting the pigment numbers before he actually nailed it.
Yeah. Which is always interesting. Like, one of the coolest things for me was I do what he does, but I do it in the watercolor world. I match for colors.
Yes.
And
you're very good at it.
Yes.
Frighteningly accurate.
I, just duped a color palette from White Nights
from photographs. Because I felt like it and I needed a challenge, and Schmincke hasn't released a new set in 2 years and I'm bored. And the reality is I'm not going to do those color duping videos unless there's something fun. And White Nights gave me something fun. But I am so good at doing it. She says modestly.
I zero fucks. Because it took a long time to learn how to do.
Yes. But to see somebody do it. Ink
is
or dyes, I guess.
With dyes, because I can do it with pigments. But dyes are a whole different game. Dyes, you have less options, you have less tonal variation. Like, it's such a different ballgame to do it with the dyes versus doing it with ink, with paints and pigments. Whereas in my single pigment palette, I have like 250 colors to choose from and a whole bunch of variations and a whole bunch of granulations. I can use the same pigment but tweak it 10 different ways.
Yes.
Based on the version I choose. He doesn't have that option and does such cool things.
Like, I'm ballparking. He had maybe 30 bottles?
Probably.
Of individual dyes?
Yeah. And was doing any of his pigment-based ones from 4 pigments. I actually
Which is mind-blowing.
Which is crazy. I wish I'd asked which pigments he was using. Mostly for curiosity's sake.
Yeah.
I think
you could probably DM them.
I probably can.
And just ask them. I think they'd tell you.
I think.
Well, something else that I appreciated was he took notes.
Yeah.
And everything goes into their own database. So 3-4 years from now, if I run out of ink, all I need to do is shoot them an email.
Yeah.
And he can recreate it from scratch.
Yeah.
Because they have a database of every single custom ink that they have made for every single customer. I think they said they have at least 4,000 names and their inks in their database.
Which I think is so cool.
That's amazing.
So
That's
cool.
amazing. So anywhere in the world where they do this, they can recreate the ink for somebody.
No, it's so neat.
And that was that experience.
Yeah.
Because it's an experience. That experience was pretty high on the list of things that we wanted to do at the show.
Like, I texted somebody while we were still in Dulles and went, can you go see if the sign-up sheet's out? Like, that was our level of wanting to do this, is that I was texting somebody while we were still at Dulles going, can you go check?
Yeah. You were pretty keen.
I was very keen.
I was quietly keen. I really wanted you to get an appointment.
Yes.
I was happy that you got me an appointment too.
And it did take, so did he ever introduce himself? I don't know.
No, I don't think he introduced himself. Really, like his English was solid enough for what he was doing.
Yes.
It was minimal, needed a minimal vocabulary.
Yes.
And when he had very specific questions, he spoke Korean to the other person at the table, and she would ask us and then translate.
Yes.
So there wasn't, other than talking about the colors, there wasn't a lot of conversation happening.
The most of our English happened discussing pigment numbers, because pigment numbers are the same in it. Like,
okay.
I just talked about this in my newest YouTube membership class. Like, pigment numbers are universal.
Okay.
Color index numbers are universal. They are the same in every country. They are a set standard worldwide.
Okay.
Which is why he looked at them and he knew what we were talking about, because even in Korea, PB36
is PB36.
Yeah. It's a set universal standard to make discussing color really simple.
Right.
So it was, I think probably that was the coolest part for me, was that I was having a discussion about color with somebody that mainly spoke Korean, but we were able to discuss color because what we're doing is we're discussing it in pigment numbers. And
pigment numbers was your shared language.
Pigment numbers was our shared language because they're the same.
Right.
They're the same everywhere.
That's really neat.
I can get paints from France where everything is in French, but the pigment numbers will still be the same. My color index codes will still be the same. You did.
I did that for you.
It's fantastically amazing because they just stay the same.
So we got our custom inks.
We
did.
That
was huge. That was huge. That was so much fun to have.
It was.
It's a nice souvenir.
It is.
From the show.
Yeah.
An individual. So everybody was really happy. Claire showed us her swatches. Kari, same thing.
Yeah, and I would say the longest thing, the hardest part for me was actually picking a color, because I went back and forth. Like, there was a color that was a discontinued pigment that I wanted to do, and then we got into like ego colors is what I'm going to call them. So like colors that I personally created that have been out for sale. And as much as I love this blue, like, there are colors that I've created for Laura over the years that have just become top sellers in the shop. So it was like, do I want one of the really ego colors to become a paint? Sorry, to become a thing. And I did go back and forth for a long time about turning one of those into a ink, because it's really cool to see something that you created as something you can now put in a pen. As much as I love them as paints, especially with the Morning Meadows palette, I only have that one pan.
Right.
I don't use it all that often. most of the time when I want to use it, I actually mix it up from the single pigments.
There you go. Of course you do.
Because I don't want to use it all up.
Yep.
It's my baby. It was part of that first set I ever created. And so it's really cool that I now have it in an ink that I can put in pens.
Well, you could probably just, if you want to get one of your ego colors done, swatch it, let the card dry, write a note, put your monies in the envelope, mail it to South Korea, and a month later, inks will come back.
Don't think that's quite how it works, but
it's cheaper than going to San Francisco. Is that where they are next, or
I don't know if they're doing SF. I don't know.
It would seem foolish not to, since they're already in North America.
But he was also like almost out of the raw ingredients for inks at DC.
Well, you could buy them in America, I'm sure. Could you not?
I don't know.
There are ink makers in North America.
There are ink makers in North America.
He could get it.
Probably.
It was pretty cool, though.
It was pretty cool.
What else?
I don't know.
We talked about our inks. We should have made a list.
Inks, we should have.
Oh, she's going back to her list.
I'm going back to the what I bought list.
Oh, you could, is that your...
Yeah, but I can't show those pages.
Oh,
there's some fun new stuff for videos that's coming. Monteverde handed some stuff over. Estabrook handed some stuff over.
Oh, what?
So, Giorlogio released 3 new colors. 3 new colors. They released a blue, they released a green, and they finally released
a purple.
Shannon was very happy when they released a pink.
It's very plum.
I do not like. It's called sugar plum.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I am not a pink pen cases person. I, on the other hand, am obsessed with purple. And my rule for pen brands is that I only buy one color of leather, or in the case of Galen, 2. So for Galen, it is Crazy Horse Navy Blue and Crazy Horse Smoke. And for Giorlogio, I was just waiting for the perfect color. And Sugar Plum is it. So I now have a 12 pen from them and a single pen sleeve, which does fit a Visconti Homo sapien, if you were wondering.
Oh, and it matches perfectly.
It does.
Your Homo sapien coordinates perfectly.
There will
with
be a
the
video
plum.
on the Homo sapien. It will be getting its own thingy. What I do really like, though, is that it has, the board in this is like plush and fuzzy, and more substantial than my 10 pen from Galen. So this is super cool.
Mm-hmm.
The other
that's super
cool
fun.
pen thing is Rickshaw did a limited run for Drew of pen sleeves of Drew's shirt print. And I have somehow become the proud owner of one. I've become the proud owner of a 2-pen koozie in Drew Brown's shirt print, which is just what I will be calling it. I don't know what it's actually called. I believe in my post I called it Drew Brown shirt, which sounds as awkward as it seems. But it is super fun and super cute.
Yeah. Did they have others, or was this it?
I don't, like, Drew was handing them out to those that were worthy.
I did not get one.
Drew had a very limited stock of them.
I was not worthy. That's all right.
Drew had a very limited stock of them.
I don't know what I'd do with a 2-pen anyway.
I don't know either. And I guess we'll talk about this. Endless Regalia, but I've been using in all my videos, has finally released mini creative blocks with the tear off sheet. What I do like is that their branding is on the underside. They are the perfect size for a pen video. I've been using them a bunch. And they come in blank. I believe they were also available in dot grid. And these will be my new paper and videos going forward for the next little bit.
Well,
'cause
rather
they're
than
great.
your big endless pads.
Yes. Well, the big endless pads are now being put to work, you know, writing swear words with the giant nib.
With the giant nib, yes.
I've used more pages in the big endless pad in the past 3 days than I've used since
It's
May.
not always swear words. You wrote supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and it took the entire page.
It did. It did. I've also taken to drawing cubes. It's highly satisfying.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
You got we got some inks, but
we did get some inks.
You've swatched those out.
I've swatched them. Reels are coming. Oh, I got two of Tori's 4 inks that came with her new collection. I got Morning Morpho and Midnight Morpho. For whatever reason, my Warengall cards are bleeding underneath the background.
It's odd.
I know. I'm a bit disappointed. I might have to get in touch with Warengall. Because they're newish pack. I've only had them for like...
It's supposed to stop at the border?
Yeah, it's supposed to stop at the border, and look. It's like bleeding underneath.
It did not.
It did not. So I got the non-shimmery version of Tori's ones. Yes, the giant nib is really very amazing, and I am having a fabulous time.
It looks a bit like a hammerhead shark.
It does.
It has that kind of profile. So it's really interesting.
It really reminds me of... He had a couple really cool nibs. And the thing was, I had friends like Eric who just did 20 questions. Eric saw my nib, and Eric, you know, went to play with everything.
Promptly went over.
Promptly went over and then bought some stuff. Because they are such a fun thing. But I also think there's something... Jim Crawford pen sloth nibs are something you need to experience in person. Every nib is different. Yeah. I had tried Francisco's stacked at Chicago. I had tried somebody else's stacked at Chicago and liked their stacked more.
Well, and Eric likes stacked nibs. He's got a stacked nib on his shown. But I don't know who did the nib.
Nibs like this are such a personal thing that I don't know that I could ever buy one online. I think
I wouldn't recommend it. I think you really have to test drive them in order to see.
Because I'm sure this was probably annoying to Jim. Like this pen had so many nibs in it as we tried to figure out what was going to work best. Because also this nib still has a stock feed in it. He gave me 3 other feeds that if this feed ever stopped working, I have an ebonite feed. I have something crazy that's been 3D printed.
And they all fit in that?
They all fit in this. They're all Yovo housing. They all fit. But he seems to be making his own feeds as well. And so I've got 3 spare feeds and sample vials down there. So that I can troubleshoot this pen if I ever need to.
Right. Well, it's I think when you're making a product that is that high, like it's a highly customized nib. Yeah. It's similar but very different from Annabelle's harmonics.
Yeah.
Is that what Annabelle's gold harmonics? She puts them in the pen.
She only sets them in person.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like I don't know that I'd ever... I think this nib is probably sticking in this pen. And I went back and forth, like there is a different pen that I could theoretically put this nib in, but I've also gone, but it's a really fun pen body.
Yeah.
And it's sort of fun to have an absurd nib in it. Like it's sort of fun to have something absolutely ridiculous in this pen.
For sure. And plus it makes it, to me, that's your DC Pen Show pen.
Yes.
2025. When I get my Virgo pen from Zodiac, which will have its cherry red with pink, and it will have the cherry blossom nib in it. That's going to be my Washington 2025 show pen, which is, I think, a really neat thing to do.
No, I agree. And I didn't really I don't feel like I've got a pen that when I look at it, I go, oh, I guess actually, if I had to think about it, I look at my 2 Heinz pens. So the last 2 shows, it's been Heinz pens.
Yeah.
Like I look at my 2 Heinz pens and go, oh, those are my Chicago Pen Show pens.
For sure.
So now we're 3 shows deep of it, or 2 shows deep of it being Heinz pens. I guess 3 because Scriptus, it was also a Heinz pen. It was
Which one was from Scriptus?
My birthday present.
Oh, of course. Duh.
So, Francisco, you got to bring something good in October.
When does he not?
That's true.
When does he not?
But still.
Yeah. So I would say my Scriptus 2023 pen was my Cockano. My Scriptus 2024 was Esterbrook SD Gold Rush Green. Atlas Sidewalk Sale would be my my original plus from Narwhal.
Yeah.
And Washington 2025, I'll have to wait until after San Francisco.
Yeah.
We'll do a little live reveal.
We will. Oh, because I'm very excited to see it. Because Bart doesn't do... Heinz is doing more blanks, or more pens with Lisa's blanks. Bart still hasn't done a whole lot that aren't commissions.
Oh, okay.
Like, when you look at his table, they aren't out there. Like, he's using Jonathan's, he's using other people's.
Right.
And so I'm really excited to see what it looks like. He also, the pen world is very small.
Yes.
Like, it seems big. It's not big. Like,
well, and then you make it that much smaller by looking, okay, the maker world within the pen world is very
small.
Very small.
And then I had my blank from Lisa is clear, which means it needs internal polishing.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Who's doing that again?
Michaela.
Okay.
From White Bear Pens, because I was standing with Bart and I was going, he was looking at it because you had just dropped yours off, and we were literally standing together and we were just throwing names at each other of who was a possibility
for working
with that blank. Like, who did really good internal polishing and did a clip, like, and it's like going through the list. And
when we're off air, you and I need to have a discussion about a blank that I dropped. It's a Lisa Marie blank that has transparency through it.
No, we've already had this discussion. It's fine.
Okay,
there's not
good.
enough transparency.
Okay.
My blank, on the other hand, is clear.
Right.
We've had this discussion.
Translucent versus transparent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Translucent versus transparent, because it's not in here. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's
which
over
pen?
There. My pen from Michaela, my last one, but it's over there. It's fine. Is about as clear as my Pink Pony Club that Michaela just did for me. And so it needs to be internally polished.
Right.
Because so much of it is clear that if there are any weird things going on the inside, it's going to really show.
Right.
Because it's just clear and sparkles. So.
It's a beautiful blank.
It is. But it's one of those moments that you realize how small the pen world is when you're standing with a maker who's going, I am not the person for this blank. It's very pretty. And we're going to stand here and throw names at each other as we try and figure out who is the right person for this pen.
Right.
So, Michaela has it. And I think sometime in like January, February.
Right. Oh, okay. A pick-me-up for when the snow's flying.
I need money to pay her.
Monies.
I need monies.
Yes.
And she's also prepping for the New York Pen Show in October. So she needs stock for that.
Right.
And so I said, just
later.
Later. Doesn't matter. Later. Get through SF, get through New York, or get through Empire, and then, Once I have money.
After Christmas.
After Christmas. After Christmas, after my birthday.
Yep.
Yes, and I would drop
Yes,
it off
what?
with her at yeah, now that you're talking about it, I may need to bring mine to her as well.
Oh, the pink one?
The pink one. I would. So right now she's working, I think she said like a 6 to 7 month waiting list. So I would talk to her. Your other option is to talk to Skogsy, because I know you and I were talking about a Skogsy pen, which isn't an option for me because no clip, but it is an option for you. And Skogsy does really good internal polishing.
Food for thought.
Food for thought. Or Pasquale. Those are sort of the three. I think there were more than three, but those are the three that I can remember off the top of my head. Pasquale does really good internal polishing as well. But he's got, I think the last time we talked, he had like a 7 to 8 month wait list, which is honestly pretty standard for commissions in the pen world. You are probably going to end up waiting. I waited for like 4 months for my River City one, I want to say. And that happens because also sometimes blanks have to be poured.
Right.
If you don't have the blank on hand, a blank has to be poured and it has to be cured, and that takes time. So things just...
There's something to be said for going to a pen show and picking up blanks.
There is some, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and honestly, I will say, like, picking up blanks is intimidating. I really didn't like it. And I would say the more I've made friends with blank makers, and the more that I've been able to get people to help walk me through the whole, like, picking out blanks thing, like,
yeah.
Being able to stand with Jonathan for 20 minutes before the show floor opened on some morning, I think it was Saturday morning after we had done dinner the night before, and him to walk me through the blanks that were in his bins, and I pulled out something and I went, oh, I know what this is, and I was right. It was PM Galaxy, which is a blank that I've been after for a while, but is not listed on his website. There is...
Well, that's the one you got.
That's the one I got. But there is a learning curve. Like, Turnt Pen Co. had bins of blanks, and I did do a brief swipe to see if I could find another mermaid blank to match my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because someday I might want a matching mechanical pencil or something to round out the set. And after 2 minutes, I was overwhelmed because they were in...
Did you ask?
I didn't. He was busy. He was selling pens. If I ever want one, I'll just get in touch. But they were all mixed together. They were labeled, but they weren't in bins and like there wasn't like...
You needed them to
There wasn't like an A through F bin and then different letters of the alphabet. They were all mixed together, and it was like, oh, I can't do this.
Yeah. And actually, what was interesting for me was you pulled that blank.
Yeah.
The Jonathan Brooks blank. Yeah. And I'm so new.
Yeah.
And so, I'm just so new to anything like this. It was great that he could actually pull out a pen and say, well, this is what it looks like when it's polished.
Well, I like that he had...
And it's beautiful, and suddenly you can see why it's called Galaxy.
I like that he had all the different PM models. Like, you could see PM1 through PM5. You could see all the different, like, variations that it had gone through.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's super cool because I really like primary manipulation. I don't own anything in primary manipulation other than now a blank in primary manipulation. But I'm obsessed with it. I've loved it for a very long time. I've loved it since before I knew what it was called. And now I own a blank. PM5 is out. PM5 was everywhere at the show. It was on big name pens. It was on maker pens. Conklin has just announced last night that they're releasing the 1898 in it. Like, Jonathan is knocking it out of the park with blanks currently, and I am so proud of that because it is so cool to see.
Yeah.
The only maker pen I have is from Franklin Christoph. Did you by any chance see them in DC? So I saw Mike Madison. I saw his lovely wife. I cannot tell you where Franklin Christoph was in the show floor. Can't tell you. Wanted to get their show ink. Didn't get it. Can't tell you where they are on the show floor at all.
It was such an extreme level of busy.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Like, I think the fact that people were delayed coming in didn't help.
Mm-mm.
I think if people had been able to get in on Thursday, it would have been easier. Because there were also like people I needed to meet with that didn't get in until like halfway through Friday. And so suddenly like things just aren't happening. And I get that. So it was very busy.
Yeah.
And it didn't help. Like people came up to you on Thursday and we were asking if I was okay because I was out of sorts. I was overtired and hadn't had
well,
enough
the
food.
3:30 wake up call is always a little hard.
Yeah.
On the brain.
Yeah.
So even by the time we got to the hotel, we'd had a full day.
Yeah.
And it was 10 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
or 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And you could have easily just gone up for.
Yeah. I should have found somebody's room to nap in for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That probably would have gone better. And instead we didn't get into our room until 5. And so I was just, by the time we got to the end of the day, I was overtired, overhungry.
Yeah.
And was on my way to a screaming headache. Which was not good.
No. But you recovered.
No, we
and we had, I would say, as a first exposure to the Washington, D.C. Supershow.
Yeah.
Could not have been better.
No.
It could not have been better.
Yes.
It was the Black Pen Society event was loads of fun.
It was.
It's a great group of pen people.
Yeah. I think we will forever keep an introvert night.
Mm-hmm.
2 pen shows into doing that, and it makes all the difference on a Saturday night to not go out to an event dinner. Yeah.
To make the choice to just stay in and have quiet time.
Yeah.
Just even if you carve out a few hours, and that's what we did. We had a few hours, and then we went out afterwards and did how many interviews? 5?
More than that.
5, 6 interviews, but just needed that little bit of quiet time after the show floor closed and before the Black Pen Society event.
Yeah. It's the first time I've had hotel room service in a very long time.
It was good.
It was.
It was very good.
It was. Their French fries were delicious.
Which one is this?
That is the showing from Monteverde.
It's orange.
It is orange.
Very orange.
Yeah. I almost think there were too many showings this year. Monteverde had one. Papier Le Plume had one. Like what I needed was
Almost Narwhal had one.
Narwhal had one. Franklin Christoph had one. I'm sure I'm missing one. What I needed was for somebody to make a list of every showing and a color swatch.
Right.
So that like I knew which one I actually wanted the most.
Yeah.
And I think in the end it was the Papier Le Plume one, which I didn't get, which was purple.
Right.
Those fries were stupidly good.
Yes,
they were stupidly good.
Fantastic.
I was very happy with our French fries. Yeah. Just thinking about them, I'm like, I now want French fries.
Can't help you with that.
I know. Wow.
All right, miss.
You sort of can, because it's like almost 2 o'clock, and so it can be lunchtime.
YT ads.
YouTube ad getting out.
Okay.
I can't. You know what? YouTube does its own thing, and the only way I get paid is if people join memberships, watch ads, or make super chats. So if you like content here,
ads happen.
Ads happen.
Ads happen. That's all right.
Ads support me getting to buy pens and go to pen shows and continue to make content.
And on that note, that's all right.
Yeah.
He came back.
He came back.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Unless people have specific questions.
If anyone has a specific question, let me know. Otherwise, I think we're going to end this here. I think
there'll be more Washington content coming out.
There's a lot of Washington content.
Yeah.
I have not started to edit. I will not lie. I spent 2 days this week just curled up in bed as a miserable little tired lump.
But you're better now.
But I'm better now.
Okay.
What's your favorite buy from the show?
Mine's my Lisa Marie blank. And I can pull up the video again if you missed it at the beginning. Mine
is a combo buy and payment from a brand, which is the Heinz Pen Co. Lisa Marie Stationery Universe Aurora Morphos pen that has a nib from Pensloth in it. And it's a nib from Pensloth that's payment from Heinz for their Pen World cover. And it's super neat.
This is my blank. It's just a video of it because it's in the hands of Bart at Zodiac to be turned into a Virgo.
Yeah.
And then I'll have my Kirk Spear 1.1 stub nib.
Did you get a 1.1 or 1.5?
I don't know. I got a stub nib from Kirk Spear that's got flowers on it. It's 1.5.
1.5.
Sorry, it's a 1.5.
It's thick.
I started out with a 1.1. Alexandra shamed me, sent me back. I had to switch it out for 1.5 because I already have a 1.1.
Yeah.
And it's got cherry blossoms on it. And it'll look beautiful
does.
in the pen.
It will.
So.
It will. And my favorite non-purchase of the show that I just picked up at the show, I think has to be my Visconti, which will...
Well, it's a non-show purchase.
It's a non-show purchase, but it was...
You were picking it up there.
It was a pickup at the show. I purchased it with Goldspot credit from writing for the blog over at Goldspot, and it has been safely kept by Claire and Peter Coco. And it will have its own probably video series on it.
It's stunning.
But it's stunning.
It's just a gorgeous.
Like even its box is pretty. Like, oh,
it's a pretty substantial box.
It's a pretty substantial box. Do you have it with you? Do you want to grab it? It comes with a plastic warranty card on like a printed
like
gift
a credit card.
Yeah. It's a crazy pen. Here's the box for the Visconti. And here is the pen. I will say one of the corners of my box did get damaged in shipping, which is a little bit sad, but it's fine. Nothing super glue won't fix.
It's so heavy. I can't get over even just how heavy the lid is.
I need Mark to take chocolate payments. Yeah.
He's getting ready to run a marathon. I don't think he'll take payment in chocolate.
Yeah.
There was pretty serious marathon training happening. You can show the pen?
So here, hold the pen for a second. So underneath we have a foam insert, and then we have our warranty card, which, unlike all the other warranty cards I have to keep track of, is plastic and super cool. And I'm going to put this back in. And then we have the pen.
The Visconti Homo
Boy,
sapien.
is it pretty.
What's the color flow?
This is
colorway?
Iris Garden. So it's got the interlocking cap that Viscontis have. I did get Tom to check the nib before he sent it out. And my trust in people, including Tom, is so immense. Mark was like, maybe you should dip your pen and make sure it writes while you're still here. Did I dip the pen while I was still in the building with Mark Sloan? No.
No, but Tom said he checked it.
Tom checked it. I saw a video on Tom checking my pen. And it's so pretty. So it's the partial demonstrator.
It has pockets of transparency. Is about the best way to describe it.
It's purple and pretty, and I'm obsessed. And I did not pay retail for it because blog credit. I do not have Visconti money.
But you wrote a lot of articles.
I wrote a lot of articles. Let's be clear.
It's I did a lot of. Didn't work for it. No, you did.
I did a lot of work to get it, but I did not.
You earned it.
I earned it. I just yeah. I wrote a lot of articles to get it. So anytime you go and read anything on the Goldspot blog, know that you are supporting some member of the team that has gotten paid for that work.
Yes.
Mike Madison writes for it. I write for it. There's a team of, I think, 4 or 5 of us that write on a pretty regular basis for Goldspot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I think there's a draft of one of your pieces on my laptop too. Who hasn't been doing her like a little bit of editing? Me.
Oh, I might have only sent you one. I actually have a draft of 2, but
okay.
I've only sent you one.
Well, it's very hot out today, so
it is.
If you send me the other one, I'm not going back outside until it cools off.
All right, so there we go. There.
All right, so you got the magic unveiling of the Visconti.
You did. So actually, I had 2 show pickups of things that I'd purchased on credit that I did not pick up. I did not buy at the show. One was the Visconti. One was the Schoen. Both on affiliate credit. Sort of. This was on writing credit, but this was affiliate credit from Atlas. Mm-hmm. So when you use...
Which is also, like, it's a really cool pen.
Yeah. So when you use the Atlas affiliate link, it does help. It lets me buy cool things for the channel. Yeah. Frequently paper is...
But a little less paper now.
But a little less paper now. And now I get to buy cool pens for the channel. So have a good Saturday.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
And yeah, and probably Wednesday, my Wednesday video will be our DC haul, I suspect.
Some of it has to be in photographs.
Yeah.
However,
I don't even have photographs of my blanks from Lisa. I'm gonna have to go like, what did I buy from you? Because I know one of them and I don't know the second one.
I have a picture of one of them. I don't have a picture of the other.
Yeah.
It was busy.
It was busy.
It was busy. It was great.
Chaotic. It was fun. I think Scriptus is the next show. October
26th. I think the Pelican Hub is the 24th. Annabelle will be in Toronto.
Scriptus is the 26th. Registration for the Pelican Hub is still open. So if you haven't registered for your Pelican Hub, go register. I believe it's open for another week and a half.
And I think if you're new to pens, the Pelican Hub is one of the best events that you can go to get hands-on experience with a ton of different kinds of pens, from vintage to ultra modern, everything in between.
So many fun things.
Yeah.
I got to try so many neat things last year. And it will be followed by Scriptus in Toronto, which also means that it's going to be a very busy weekend in the city. As always, there are going to be nib grinders in town for appointments Friday and Saturday.
I think Matthew and his mom.
Yep.
Didn't they say they were going to be at Wonder Pens?
Yep. Yep. I believe they said Friday, Saturday. Some days normally at Paper Plus Cloth. Nelmar's talking about bringing someone into Toronto Pen Shop. So regardless of where you like to shop in the city,
there'll be lots of fantastic activities in Toronto.
Yeah. And then Scriptus on Sunday. So I suspect that's our next pen show.
I would think so.
I did not get the nib tuned on the Visconti yet because I did not even dip the Visconti yet.
Tom tested it though.
Tom auto tested it. Tom texted me about it.
He sent you a video.
He sent me a video and went, it's quite lovely. And I believed that because I was so busy that even though Mark said to me, while I'm still here, test it, I didn't. The reality is if something's wrong with it, I just get in touch with Mark. So decisions were made for my sanity. And one of those decisions was, let's not deal with the Visconti at the hotel. I think there was only one. I think the only thing I inked up myself was the Schoen pen. And even then, I still, I had some issue and Ian had to troubleshoot it. It was just...
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no. Friday I did not have good luck with pens. And it was just a weird day. And so Ian troubleshot my Schoen. Somebody else dealt with eyedroppering my pen. And I didn't ink up anything else that I got at the show.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Except test pens.
Except test pens.
At Narwhal.
Yeah. I inked up a lot of test pens. I was once again very happy for my Esterbrook nib wipe, which lives on my lanyard.
Yeah.
At a pen show.
Super handy.
Super handy. And covered in teal ink because that was our test ink.
Yep.
But great because it means you can clean off a pen before handing it to somebody to test. So I use this quite a lot.
Yeah.
It was the real MVP of the weekend at that booth. That wasn't a person.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. It wasn't me.
I said that wasn't a person.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all. DC was an adventure. DC was fun. And it took 4 days to recover.
Very much so.
As many days as we were there, it took me to recover.
For sure.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to end this stream.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah, have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hopefully it's less miserably hot wherever you are.